Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 10.36. Chapter is factory overhead variance. Since we have already solved plenty of questions, you have better idea about the performa and format of the questions. As usual, you can see we have two-page performa. On left side, we will be calculating our variances. On right side, we will calculate supporting statements. The very first thing which will be used over here is total variance, overall variance, which is relationship between actual FH and applied FH, which would be put over here. We will calculate variance, which is difference between actual FH and applied FH. Next step is to conclude by focusing upon applied FH. If applied FH is less than actual, if applied FH is less than actual, it means it is under applied. Contrary to above, if applied FH is more than, here we were supposed to do, if applied FH is more than actual FH, it would be considered as over applied. Then we will calculate second variance, which is budget variance or spending or expenditure variance. It's relationship between budget and actual, so we are going to write budget FH first, and then we need to write down actual FH. Finally, we have variance, which would be the difference between budget and actual FH. Next step is to conclude. How we will conclude? We will be writing, or we will be considering or focusing upon actual. So if actual FH is less than budget, whenever you will spend less in actual, it would be favorable for you. Or next is if actual FH is more than your budget FH. Obviously, if actually you are spending more, it would be unfavorable. Then we will be going to calculate our third variance, which is volume variance or capacity variance, which is the relationship between budget FH and applied FH. So you will write budget FH and then applied FH, after which you will calculate the variance over here. Variance would be the difference between budget FH and applied FH. Next of it, you will conclude by focusing upon budget. So if your budget FH is more than applied, whenever you are arranging more, it would go unfavorable for you. Contrary to above, if budget FH is less than applied, it means you are arranging less amount. It would be favorable for you. So in this way, our variances would be completed. To fill amounts over here, there are three major inputs. The very first is actual FH. Actual FH normally is given in the question, so we don't need to worry about that. Second important thing is applied FH. Applied FH would be calculated with single line formula. For that we need actual hours and it would be multiplied by applied FH rate. Then at third we need budget FH, which is two-line formula. Actual hours would be multiplied by variable FH rate, and then we will add fixed FH. By adding these two elements, we will calculate our budget FH. After which, at number 4, we need to have FH applied rate, which is a mix of fixed FH rate. Mix means you will add variable FH rate. For the time being, we are leaving these 2 points. Number 5 is fixed FH rate and number 6 is variable FH rate. These points We are not going to write the formula for the time being just. After which we will come back and we'll see how to calculate fixed FH and variable FH rate. Since I have seen the question, there is a twist for calculation of rates. Now you can see question is not a lengthy volume of this question. You can see it's not a lengthy question, but as usual you will have to search the required elements. Ultimately what you will be doing, you need actual FH, applied FH and budget FH, and these three supporting statements would be used to calculate the variance. Is simple as this thing. But here you will read carefully the question. As you can see that we have 1 month which is March, and mark here another month which is April, and you can see that indeed there is a third month, May. It means there are so many amounts related to three different months. What first step should be, we are arranging everything. For March we will arrange our data, for April we will be arranging our data. Let's say we are related with March over here. March has budget variance and second month is April. April has also budget variance. I will let you know by reading the question. And then you have volume variance for March and volume variance for April as well. Okay, let's go to the question again. In March, capacity variance of Kamal was 68,000 favorable. 68,000 favorable for what? Volume variance. Capacity variance or volume variance is same, 60,000, and that is also favorable. Just give me a moment. Light had gone. Okay, so we have 60,000 as our amount, which is favorable volume variance. Let it check again if it is 60,000. No, 68,000. Light was actually gone, so my attention was diverted for the time being. 68,000 volume variance for the month of March. You will have to be very calm to understand this question. So get your time, and you will be able to see the total time. Spare that much time to understand this question. 68,000 favorable volume variance, and we have written favorable. Let's write down favorable as well. Just putting FAV favorable. Again, we'll be searching for the March spending variance, which is budget variance, and that is 0. So here you can write for March, your budget variance is 0. What we are doing right now, actually the information which is provided in the question, we are just noting it down, arranging that information so that we can conclude something better. Let's go back. In April, capacity variance is 0. So here volume variance or capacity variance in April is 0. Note it down. Then we will go back. Spending variance was 20,000 favorable. So in April, spending variance means budget variance. We will be writing over here how much, 20,000, which is favorable. 20,000, and we will mention it as favorable. Okay, initial information related to March and April has been put out. Excuse me, please. So budget variance is favorable in April, which is 20,000. Let's see if any other information for March. In March, actual FH is 5,32,000. 5,32,000 is what? Actual FH for March. And there is another information has been provided, 40,000 direct labor hours. So we will put actual hours which are needed over here. Actual hours are given how much in 40,000. Okay, so we are putting 40,000 over here. Now same information would be provided for the April as well. In April, actual is 4,60,000. So we will put actual FH 4,60,000, while actual hours for April 4,60,000 and 32,000. Actual hours are 32,000. Let it check. 32,000. Okay. Now you will be surprised why we are writing if everything is given in the question. The only difference is information in question is mixed. Sometimes they are talking about March, and within March they are talking about April, and within April they are talking about March. So information or data is in raw form. What we have done, we have arranged this data. The first thing first is budget variance. Budget variance is provided in both sides. What is formula for budget variance? As you have complete idea, if you want to calculate budget variance, how do you calculate? By subtracting budget and actual. Budget and actual. It's better to write in this way. First you need to have budget FH, then you subtract actual FH, with which you get budget variance. Now for March, this information has been provided and we will be related with information of March 1st. Let's see, budget variance is 0. So what you can write here is 0. And for all this information, we will be getting the required amounts. Budget FH is not available over here. You can mark it as question mark. Actual FH is 5,32,000. Be focused, please. 5,32,000. Now you want to calculate your budget FH for the month of March. So what you will do, let me know. Here we can do reverse calculations. How? As we know that budget variance would be calculated by subtracting actual FH from budget FH. When you will reverse your calculation, you can decide what to add or what to less. Lekin obviously we are not doing maths, we are doing cost accounting. In cost accounting, signs are not very important. In cost accounting, we'll use favorable or unfavorable. As you know that budget variance is 0, it means either it is favorable or unfavorable, that will not make any difference. So if you will add or you will subtract 0 from 5,32,000, you will get the same answer. So we can directly write 5,32,000 as our budget FH. So what we have calculated from this statement is budget FH. In the similar way, you will be writing over here budget FH and then you will subtract actual FH, with which you will get budget variance. Okay, just a smaller line we can available. Budget variance, it was needed not to write anything like that, it was previous. Every information related to this formula would be for April now. Budget FH is not provided, so you can mark as question mark. Actual FH is provided for like 60,000. Now you can see how it is easy to put information. If let's say we were using the question, so what we will be doing like this, going up, going down, going up, going down. So instead of now going up and down, we are just using the information collectively written over here. So hopefully you have understood why we have written information over here. Budget variance in this question is given 20,000, and keep it in mind this variance, budget variance, is favorable. So we can mention beside it that it is favorable variance. Okay, when our budget variance would be favorable? If actual is less than that of budget. If actual is less, what you will do? You will have to make your budget more. You will have to make your budget more. For that, 4,60,000 would be added in 20,000. In previous questions, we have made this practice. It was possible to subtract. In both cases, answer was to be 20,000. But how we have chosen to add? Budget variance over here was written as favorable. To make favorable, we have to make actual less than that of budget. So that is why we have decided to make budget more to make our budget variance favorable. So we have added 4,60,000 and 20,000 to get 4,80,000. The amount which we have calculated from here is actually budget average. Up till now, from this raw data, we have got some usable information. For the month of March, we have calculated budget FH. For April, we have calculated budget FH. Now, this information which we have squeezed from previous data would be used to calculate other information as well. We have 2 months, March and April. For March, we have actual hours, and for April, we have actual hours. So actual hours are going to be written over here. We don't need this 40,000 which is present over here. The information is not going to be put over here. Sometimes this creates the problem. Let me handle it first. Put it down over here. Okay, actual hours for this month we do need is written over here 40,000 hours. For the month of March and for the month of April, we do have actual hours as well. And that is posted over here 32,000. Again, the next thing which we should understand is hopefully you can understand, and budget FH for March and April is also been provided. We have calculated over here. Actual hours for March, we should mention over here 40,000. For April, this was 32,000. Okay, and now we will be looking for budget FH. For March, we have budget FH. How much? This budget FH was calculated indirectly, 4 lakh budget FH was calculated. In March 5,32,000, and in April budget FH was calculated 4,80,000. Have you noticed what we are doing? Actually, just getting the information. Nothing else we have done right now, up till now. The information which was provided in the question is written over here. Hopefully, you have reminded this information. Several previous questions we have used the same data, and you must have idea about it. What we are doing over here, establishing the data, collecting it to get some information. I need your attention. I will repeat it. Uh, these actual hours were given in the question. We have written 40,000. 40,000 are written in the same way. For April, actual hours were 32,000. We have written in the same way. Okay. Budget FH we have calculated 5,32,000. We have put over here. Budget FH for month of April we have calculated and posted over here. That's all. Now next step would be to calculate the rate. How you will calculate the rate? I think 5-6 questions before we have calculated it. Look over here. For 40,000 budget is 532. As you have decreased your hours, budget FH has also been decreased. Now try to understand, if you will decrease your level of production, expense would be decreased. If you will increase your level of production, expense would be increased. Please remind yourself for what type of rate we were using this statement. If you will increase your hours, cost will be increased. If you will decrease your hours, cost will be decreased. So hopefully someone have reminded it. That was variable cost. Variable cost is a cost which will decrease if level will be decreased, and variable cost will increase if you will increase your level. Here you can see we have decreased the level and cost has also been decreased. It means we are associated with the variable cost. The rate with which this cost has been decreased would be variable FH rate. For that, what we will do, how many number of units decreased from 40 to 32? For that, we will subtract 40 and 32. You have seen 8,000 hours were decreased, with which how much cost has been decreased? 532 subtract 480. So you have come to know that by changing 8,000 hours, your cost has been changed from your cost has been changed through 52,000. Next step is easy. You want to calculate the rate for 1 hour. How much cost would be changed? This is our question. Again, understand what we are trying to say. If 8,000 hours you have changed, your cost has been changed up to 52,000, and now we want to calculate the rate. Rate is always being calculated for single unit. For one unit, how much amount would be changed? Next step is to cross multiply it. If you will multiply 8,000 and x, you will get 8,000 x, then is equal to 1 would be multiplied to 52,000. So we have 52,000 over here. Okay guys, now next step is what? 8,000 is being multiplied with x over here. You want to take 8,000 to the next side. If it is being multiplied with x over here, then you will take it to the right side. It would be divided. What would be left over here? Just x, and then is equal to what was on right side, 52,000, and we are taking this 8,000 to the opposite side. Here it was multiplied, now it would be divided. So 8,000 would be written on denominator. Next step is to calculate 52,000 is being divided by 8,000. So we have got the rate. what this rate would be. As you can see, by changing your actual hours, your cost was changed. This was definition of variable cost. At which rate this cost has been changed? This is that rate. So finally we have observed this is variable FH rate we have calculated, and that is 6.5. We can mention over here 6.5 is calculated variable FH rate. Now there are two options. You can see we haven't written anything in the question yet, and we are still calculating. This was just the information which was taken from the book. For March, information taken from April, and up till now what we have done, we have calculated budget FH for March, budget FH for April. These budget FH were used over here, actual hours were given in the question, were used over here, with which you have calculated variable FH rate. Now it's time to calculate fixed FH. Fixed FH, let me know if you are working for 40,000 hours or you are working for 32,000 hours, where fixed FH would be having the amount more than. Uh, I was just asking if fixed FH for 32,000 or 42,000. When you will calculate fixed FH, it would be same, either 40,000 hours or 32,000 hours. You can choose month of March or you can choose month of April. Fixed FH will be fixed. But keep it in mind, whenever you want to calculate fixed FH, you have to see where volume variance is zero. At which month volume variance is zero. Here volume variance is 68,000 and here volume variance in April is zero. So you will always be choosing that month where volume variance is zero. As you can see, as you have understood that fixed FH for March and April would be fixed. There will not be any change. But even then you will choose month of April to calculate fixed FH. For calculation of fixed FH, we can use over here, we need formula for the budget FH. How do you calculate budget FH? Hopefully someone of you remember the formula. Budget FH is equal to actual hours, and this would be multiplied with variable FH rate, and then you will add fixed FH. This way you can calculate your budget FH. We are using month of April. Month of April budget FH was calculated 4,80,000. So you can put 4,80,000 over here. Then is equal to, and we have actual hours. Actual hours were mentioned over here 32,000. Everything was given in the book. Please follow this formula. Actual hours, then it would be multiplied by variable FH rate. This rate has been calculated over here, 6.5 variable FH rate. So we will be putting 6.5 over here. Okay, close your bracket, and then you will be adding fixed FH, which is unknown, and we are up to calculate fixed FH as well by the time it is unknown. Okay, so here we are using formula for budget FH to calculate fixed FH. Now wrong side back, please 1 second, I need to correct this bracket. It should be put over here. Okay, now what you can do is 32,000 would be multiplied by 6.5. Put over here 32,000 multiplied by 6.5, since you need to calculate it. We have got the answer 2,08,000. What is on left side of is equal to 4,80,000 is equal to answer of of this 32,000 multiplied by 6.5 is 208,000, and we need to add fixed FH. Okay. Next, what you can do, fixed FH was added over here. Let's correct it. You will add fixed FH. Now, what would be next step? 2,08,000 is being added over here. So you need to take it to the left side. It would be subtracted. So 4,80,000, then subtract 208,000. What would be left on right side? That would be your fixed FH. Next step is to calculate 480,000 minus 408,000, and you will subtract 208,000, and it is 480,000. Okay. Now what you have done? 480,000 minus 208,000. So we have got our amount 272,000, which is our fixed FH. Up till now, we have calculated variable FH rate, we have calculated budget FH. Now it's time to calculate another thing, which is fixed FH rate. Fixed FH rate is calculated by fixed FH, and it would be divided by estimated hours. For the time being, we are using month of April. As you can see, all information related to April we are calculating. We need to calculate fixed FH rate. For that, we must have fixed FH first, and as you know that fixed FH has been calculated. Fixed FH was 272,000. So you can put over here 272,000, and it would be divided by estimated hours. You can see actual hours 32,000 would be used over here. Why we are calling actual hours as estimated hours? Because these hours are for the previous months. So old hours would be used to calculate fixed FH. Statement completed. Now you can put it on your calculator. 272,000 is divided by 32,000. So we have got our fixed FH rate as well. Now we have to collect this information because it is still dispersed and we need to sum up everything. For that, very first thing is variable FH rate. We have calculated 6.5. Let's put it out over here to our regular performer. Thankfully, we have reached the stage where we can put variable FH rate was calculated 6.5, and 8.5 is fixed FH rate. You can put 8.5 fixed FH rate over here. Normally, you were supposed to write fixed FH over here, and it was meant to be divided by estimated hours. And you have calculated this fixed FH rate over here, where you have followed this but in rough way, but we are writing it over here as well. What you have done, I'm just taking this to a place over here. Okay, it was calculated. You do not need to put over there, just we are arranging it. Now next thing is fixed FH was calculated 272,000. Please make it in your mind a proper place for 272,000. Now we can we calculate applied FH rate? We will say yes. Why? Because we have got both rates, fixed FH rate and variable FH rate has been calculated. So you can calculate your total applied FH rate, where fixed FH rate was 8.5 put over here, and then you need to add variable FH rate, which is 6.5. Statement completed. You can now add it up. 6.5 is added in 8.5. So we have, what is this, something, so 6.5 actually. So we have got our rate, which is 15, applied FH rate. Can we calculate now applied and actual FH? Everything should be calculated, but first we will see what is requirement of the question. First requirement is budget FH for 28,000 direct labor hours. We need to calculate budget FH, and we have the space as well. We will calculate budget FH over here. And next, applied FH. Okay, we need to calculate over here, but what we do need is to get actual hours and actual FH. In May, capacity attained. This was the last month, and they need to calculate it for the May as well. You can see applied FH for May, capacity and spending variance for May. So we will use hours and actual FH for the May. 28,000 direct labor hours and actual FH was 4,36,000. So come over here, actual FH we have got, and that is 4,36,000. Actual FH has been calculated. Actual hours are given in the question. You can see 28,000. Okay, so 28,000 would be put over here, and that would be multiplied by applied FH rate. Here is FH applied rate, which is 15. You can put directly. Statement completed. Now we can calculate 28,000 is multiplied by 15. So we have got applied FH. First we have seen actual FH, which was given in the book. Then we have seen applied FH. By putting the formula, applied FH was calculated. It's time to calculate budget FH, for which we need actual hours. Actual hours are written over here, 28,000, and it is meant to be multiplied with variable FH rate. You can see here variable FH rate was calculated, and let me show you. Variable FH rate was 6.5. Okay, so you can put here 6.5. Statement 6.5. Statement is completed. You can calculate now 28,000, and it would be multiplied by 6.5. First amount has been arrived, and then we have calculated fixed FH over here. This was your fixed FH, 272,000. So you can add 272,000. By adding both amount, we will get our budget FH. First amount is 182,000, and then we will add 272,000 fixed FH. So we have got our budget FH as well. Let's see if answers are given. Budgeted factory overhead for 28,000. First requirement for 54,000, and this budget FH we have calculated 28 for May, and answer is 454,000, and here answer is also 454,000. Applied FH was said in second, 4,20,000, and you can see applied FH was calculated over here, 4,20,000. It means two answers we have already calculated. Next is capacity and spending variance. Though we can calculate all variances, but he had demanded only second and third. Let's calculate everything. It could be a just helpful method. First we need actual FH, and that was written over here, 4,36,000, put over here. Then you need to put applied FH. Here you have calculated applied FH, amount was 4,20,000, put over here. To calculate the variance, we will subtract actual and applied. Your actual FH was 4,36,000, applied was 420, variance is 16,000. Time to conclude by focusing upon applied. Applied is less. So if applied is less, it would be called underapplied total variance. I think total should be written. So total variance is underapplied. First variance has been calculated. It's time to see second variance, budget variance, for which we need budget. And you can see budget FH was calculated over here, and amount of budget FH was 4,54,000, put over here. And then you need to write down actual FH. Actual FH is mentioned over here from the book, 4,36,000, put over here. It's time to calculate budget variance by subtracting budget and actual. Your budget FH is 4,54,000, subtract 4,36,000. We have got our variance, budget variance 18,000. It's time to conclude by putting your focus upon actual. Actual is 4,3, budget is 4,5. It means actually you are spending less. Whenever you are actually spending less, it would be considered favorable budget variance. Alright, it might be possible answer is given. Second was budget variance. We have capacity and spending variance. Last answer is budget variance, and last answer is given over here, 18,000, and here last answer is 18,000, which is favorable. So 18,000 favorable. It's time to see our volume variance, for which what we need, budget FH. This is your budget FH. We have calculated, amount was 4,54,000, put over here. Then you need to write applied FH, and applied FH was calculated over here. Amount was 4,20,000, put over here. It's time to calculate the variance, which is difference between budget and applied. To calculate the difference, we will subtract budget FH and applied FH. So here we have got the difference, which is volume variance. It's time to conclude by putting your attention upon budget. Budget was 4,5, applied was 4,2. It means budget is more. When you are arranging more, it would go unfavorable for you, and we have calculated volume variance. So unfavorable volume variance 34,000, second last answer. 34,000 unfavorable is written over here, and our answer is also 34,000 unfavorable. In this way, our question has been completed. All answers are matched. Please pay your attention. It might be little lengthy, but your attention is very important. Look at here. This information was not calculated. Please keep it in mind. This information was taken from the book. From the book, month of March and April information. We haven't calculated anything. Just arrange the amount which was present on the question. Then we have calculated budget FH for March and budget FH for April. How? Budget variance was given. Budget variance was given, and we have used this budget variance to calculate our budget FH. Budget variance formula is when you will subtract your actual FH from budget FH. Budget FH was also a question mark for us, as it was not given in the question. So what we have done, budget variance was present, 0 we have written over here, and actual FH 5,32,000 was given, we have written over here, and taking difference of these two, we have calculated budget FH. In the similar meaning, actual FH was given in the question, you can see over here. Variance was also given in the question, you can see over here, 20,000. And you have calculated your budget FH through understanding. How you have understood, you have seen it is favorable. Favorable means actually was meant to be less. So you have added these known amounts to make budget more and actual less. So in this way, two budgets were calculated, 480 and 532. Hours were mentioned, 40,000. So 40,000 hours for March, 32,000 for April. We have written budget FH, and by calculating uh, this with unitary method, you have calculated your variable FH rate, and variable FH rate calculation was like that, where you have put if 8,000 hours are changed, 52,000 cost was changed, and if at this stage 1 hour would be changed, how much cost would be changed. So in this way you have calculated your variable FOH rate, and then in the similar way you have used budget FOH formula to calculate your fixed FOH. Fixed FOH rate formula you have used to calculate fixed FOH rate. So these calculations from here to here, you can take screenshot over here. Actually, the backbone of this question is to calculate fixed FH and variable FH rate. Please note it down. This information was pretty important. You have calculated your fixed FH from here. Take screenshot of highlighted area. And secondly, you have calculated variable FH rate. This was actually the backbone of the question, main twist of the question. 6.5 to 72,000. Remaining everything is similar, but I'm requesting you to repeat this area, what we have done over here. Repeat this area for 5 to 6 times. Understand it well. Even after repeating it, if you have any difficulty, please share in comment or message me. I will surely be helping you to understand it. And remaining question was absolutely traditional. In same way we have written actual, applied, budget, actual. Everything was written in the same way, and we have calculated the variance. The plus thing is we haven't removed anything, we haven't rectified anything, we haven't changed anything. The lecture is absolutely alive and every answer has arrived without any difficulty. So that's what I do want from my students as well. They should be solving these questions in the similar way. So time for question number 10.36 has been ended. Hopefully you people have understood the phenomena. If you have any query, you can even put your questions on messages or comments. Surely we will be meeting for the solution of any other question. Right now it's time ended for 10.36. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.